Okay, so this video is about removing what I consider severely rusted bolts. I see some videos on YouTube, and now some are righteous, but some of these other ones barely. I mean, they like little surface rust, and yeah, if it just had a little surface rust on it, I wouldn't need to watch a video. Here's what I'm dealing with, you know. And the first thing is going to be to clear off the rust, like I'm doing. And what I've used also is one of these and a hammer, and just kind of chisel at it a little, just a little, not real hard. Just chisel at it, pop some of that rust off of there. You know, maybe tap it like this a little bit. Get that crap off of there. And if you have some compressed air, that's probably going to be real helpful as well. You might be able to do this with a can of like office duster if you don't have compressed air, but I'm gonna tell you, it's thick here. Watch this stuff over here. Now, if the compressor comes on, which it might, I may not be able to do much more talking. So we got a little bit of that crap off of there. But my next problem is it's a 5/8. That's not going on there. I'll try one size bigger. It's going to be a 11/16. Now, one way you can do this is to kind of tap it on with a hammer. Don't go real hard, because you might have to get, you know, if that thing comes off, that bolt's going to be stuck up in there some kind of fierce. Now, because of the location, I'll get me a little extension. Probably would be able to get this off with power. I'm not going to try it. Oh, God, I don't like the way. Well, no, that's just slipping. So I think 11/16 is going to be the wrong size. So I'm going to try next is one of these wire brush wheels on a drill. Try and knock some more of that rust off. I'm really pretty sure that these are either, well, they're definitely not 11/16, because this here's a 5/8 and it's on here pretty loose. So I'm probably right in assuming that it's either a 9/16 or a 1/2. This being a 9/16. I'm not going to lie, a little heat and liquid wrench is going to help as well. So I'm going to do here, and you got to be careful because this is a backwards way of doing it. That's a little liquid wrench. I was watching this video by this fellow Project Farm. You probably can do a search for it. He does a really good review on things, and seems like liquid wrench is one of the best products out there. Try to heat up the nut, but not the bolt. And for that to happen, probably gonna be kind of tricky, eh? I'll put a little more of that. You gotta be careful with the liquid wrench and the heat, because it can catch on fire. Alright, so what I do with the hammer. Here we go. And again, just tap it on. Don't hit it real hard. Well, you kind of got to study it. It's wanting to go on there, so I'm hitting it just a little harder. Now, I am going to use a little bit of air tool power on it. The reason for that is because it's going to hit it several times a second. Pop, 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 pop. You know. But I'm not going to give it full throttle and just kind of ease into the. Yeah, doesn't look like that did much. Just stripped it a little. So that was a 9/16. Well, the half is definitely too small. I definitely hit it on time. I'm going to put a little more liquid wrench on there. And this probably isn't going to work, but I'm going to put some heat on the socket, hoping it'll transfer into the nut and not the bolt, because it is metal to metal. That's enough of that, eh? I'm gonna try it this time with the hand tool. I want to kind of see what that feels like there. I think it's just not definitely on there. What you can do too is kind of hit your hand tool like that. And that's similar to the air tool. If nothing else, it'll get your socket loose again. So I kind of would like to get it back now. Now, the last solution is to just cut the dang thing off. I may do that. But that can create a headache as well. I mean, I'm starting to think that might be a 14 millimeter. Not really. It's definitely on there though. That's for sure. But I still see some crud that didn't get knocked off with it. I keep wanting to call it a chisel. I'm not sure if that's the right name for this tool. But this crud needs to get knocked off. Yeah. That's a little better. Put a little compressed air into it. Never hurts to add a little liquid wrench. WD-40 probably worked as well. Any of those put some heat into that thing. And right now it might not be a bad idea to just let it cool off, because between it heating and expanding and cooling off and contracting, there's a chance it'll give that liquid wrench a chance to work its way into the threads. You know, as it expands and contracts, it might give it just enough space to sneak in there, and but you have to give it time, and then you might have to go through several cycles of this. So since that's going down, I'm going to try and put a little bit of it on here and do the same thing. Yeah. You probably want to do this in a well-ventilated area. I don't think that stuff is good to inhale, brother. I mean that, yeah, I don't even think you'll get a good high off of that. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it'd be a shitty-ass high. I'm expecting that compressor to come on any second, so it's right behind us. If you can hear me, you know. 14mm one. I'll try it again with a little, I don't know if I want to do the compressed air. It's on there too. Yeah, I'll try it with a little compressed air. Well, folks, ain't no doubt that compressed air will help you get that thing off. So, quick recap. See that third bolt? Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Quick recap on a severely rusted bolt. Knock off the rust as best you can, so as to get the physical shape of the bolt. Okay. You really just want to use a tapping. Not you don't want to hit this thing so hard, no. Because, you know, and the thing about not cutting it off, see, this is a spindle, and I wanted to save that stud. Otherwise, I got to replace that too, and I don't have any on me. I can handle the bolt, the nut, you know. So you knock off the rust. Might have to use one of these. Okay, it's a little wire brush attachment on a drill, just to, you know. But you got to be careful with that too. You want to try and keep the physical shape of the nut as close to intact or original as possible. You know, lots of tapping and not real hammering. Just once you got that, compressed air is definitely helpful. Blow the crap off. You might be able to do it with a can of office duster. I don't know. You know, and liquid wrench. I tried something else, man, but again, that review by Project Farm, that fella did that review on all these fasteners and oh, excuse me, I mean these things, these WD-40 liquid wrench and a bunch of others, and liquid wrench came out right near on top, so, and that's just what I happen to have here, so that's what I decided to use, you know. And one of these torches, this here's a Burns-O-Matic TS4000. It ain't cheap. You can get some of them not quite as expensive. This thing's about 50 bucks, I don't know. You want to hit the nut, not the bolt. I have to be careful if you got anything in the near area, you know. And again, this stuff is flammable, so you know, once you got the heat on there, it's going to smoke, and you might catch a small flame, so don't spray a lot. Okay, it's got, I don't know if it catches on fire, but I'm pretty sure it would. One other thing is to get that nut back out of here. Probably gonna want to do one of these. Gosh, it's on there now. Yeah, that's gotta come off. So I have to hit that with the heat. And tap that with a hammer. Oh yeah. Now if I want to grab that thing, not too bad. It's got some warmth to it, but it's coming out. It's coming out. Ooh. Yeah, it's got some heat to it. Ah, dang it. Oh yeah. Let me do that. Dang it. You gotta be careful, I will tell you that, you know. Always take your time with it. And, you know, give it a little time, too. And, try and see if that hole... Now, the 9/16 is slightly larger than the 14 millimeter, but it doesn't want to quite go on here. So this time I'm going to knock off a little bit. You want to follow the original contours of the nut or bolt. Alright. Get a little more of that penetrating oil. Tap it a little bit with a hammer. Give it a little more heat. Now that we're here, this is cooled off now. Just about get it off now. Oh, gosh, it's stuck in there. I don't know how. I mean, it's playing around, but it don't want to come out. I may be able to just thread it back on there a little bit. Yeah, that's... Now, that's how badly rusted it was. It actually... It might have been, it was probably come down a couple of sizes. Yeah, this is going to be replaced. I wouldn't trust this bolt with the torque that holds these spindles on. I'm glad I'm actually replacing this. It wouldn't have been good to keep it on there for much longer. So I said the 14 millimeter is slightly smaller, but I don't want to go on there, so I'm going to use a 9/16. It might have been a 5/8 to begin with. Yeah. I'm gonna pop that on there because I don't want it stripping. So then, that may not be the smartest thing. Yeah. Alright. Try the 9/16 next. I do think it was at one time a 5/16. I mean, no, that's the 11/16. So 5/8 is what was just on there, but it don't want to quite. I really should try it by hand, but I don't think it's going to come off any easier. Yeah. See what happens. Yeah, that's what happened. And they make a type of tool that'll get this off. the stripped nut remover. I wonder if I have it. But it's the same thing, you gotta bang it on there. So I'm gonna try grind it a little bit more. Give you a quick little view from over here. See how that looks. Bring it over here. Well, I was just going to do a recap, but try and pull this one off too. See how? Yeah. They all got to come off. That's a 9/16 and the 5/8 is just too big. So, next trick, 15mm. That's the thing about rusted out bolts, is you're not going to have an exact size anymore. Once they get past a point, they can kind of come into being whatever size they want to be. That might have done the trick. I'll put a little more WD-40 on there. Now there are mechanics who say the heat won't transfer from the socket to the bolt, to the nut. Sorry about that. That may be true. Okay. Pop on it with a minute. Wow. Oh, good. Wow. I hit it with the heat again. Liquid wrench. I'm going to try a bigger hammer, as the saying goes. So there's that. It'll be on a 1/2" impact. That goes right on there. Not sure if that really... Yeah, that worked. Now that I got it that far. So ain't no doubt power helps. I bet that's got some heat to it. So I'm gonna pull the rest of it by hand. So there you have it, folks. It's a combination of patience, chiseling off, grinding off the rust. Some little compressed air definitely helps. You can probably do it with some office duster and hit that with an electric impact. If you don't have an impact, bro, oh boy, yeah. These are pretty severely rusted. You know, they actually, like literally, they were so rusted that they were probably 5/8 to begin with. They lost a lot of material. I mean, it's got like a literal lip right here. Now, I will say this, you got to be patient. If you're not patient, because see, this bolt, which is actually a stud, but whatever, is still good. Okay, I may have to take a wire brush and knock some of the rust off. Now, if you want to jump in the car, run up the road and get 4 more of these, that's up to you. But it takes half an hour to 45 minutes to do that too. And then you gotta hope they have the right size and all that other crap. You know, and I am assuming that this thing goes through. I don't know for sure, but I would have to go that route if this hadn't worked, and I would have had to cut them off, because that's the only other thing I can see is to hit this thing with a angle grinder and just cut it off. Not my favorite way of doing things. It tends to ruin a lot of, it does some collateral damage and all that. So look, I think I've taken long enough with this video. Been here half hour. I appreciate you watching. Thank you now. Bye.